Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. Just starting off on the weekly, it's a new week, new month, new quarter, and the first quarter has been horrendous. So a lot of people's long-term portfolios are bleeding right now, and I think there's a zone here on the weekly that I need us to pay attention to, and it is pretty critical. So that zone is right where we are at the moment. So you can see we're on the 155 on the weekly. We're busy with a crossover of the moving averages. That is not very positive. Happened before. You can see it's happened before here, happened down here. Not that we turn into a complete free fall market, but it stagnates and then it doesn't really get moving, and you've got to keep waiting and not really getting the trade. So anyway, we've got tails to the upside here. So this weekly trend line is obviously something we need to pay very close attention to, and I would actually just draw it in and leave it in, because any move up in that area is being sold at the moment. So that's what you need to pay attention to, and we have this massive gap down here still that we need to deal with. So moving across to time frames, we can trade. Friday wasn't as bad as the rest of the markets, but it was bad. We are in a bear trend, so we are sort of moving to the downside. Important to understand that, and important to realize that you need to be selling, not buying at the moment. Based on the 8 hour, we've got the crossover here. We are rejecting moving averages. So much going on here. We're in this area of weekly support, so you expect a bounce here. But if we do break below this, we're aiming for the next weekly support. So that's kind of the scenario that we have right now. So if you look at the 3 hour right now, a little bit of a range bar at this weekly level, and you can fine tune it slightly. Obviously, there it is there. You see there's support, resistance, was support there, and we've just found support this morning here. So that's the level, that's the line in the sand. Break that, we're looking for more downside. If we find support here, I don't think we'll get much of an upside, but could be head and shoulders forming. You can see inverse head and shoulders, that is. There's a shoulder, there's the head. And remember, we had this little shoulder here, but that didn't play out. We've got back to the neckline, and now we're coming down here. So obviously, unless this swing low gets taken out, then you pretty much have a potential move back up. Now, look at the oscillators. We have a very slight divergence here from this previous swing low to this swing low. So that just tells me potential. There is potential for a move up. Also potential for this to be a new range. So this being bottom of range, and then that's the top of range. So that's kind of the scenario that we've got playing out at the moment. We've got an inside bar here on our plus a continuation. It is futures, so let's not pay too much attention to it just yet. But the European Open is going to be pretty interesting. So if we start rejecting kind of that area there, and you can see there's a lot going on at that area. So that would be the first area, 14,034, even 1400, as low as 1400. But if you start rejecting that area, another move to the downside. Don't want to be short with oscillators like this. Definitely not. That's not a good idea. We want the oscillators grouped to the upside, or we want to be near sort of near resistance. What was support, we want to flip into resistance. That would be the opportunity. But for me, this is sideways, and sideways, it's a big sideways an hour, but on the 50-minute, you can see we've got quite a bit of structure here. So yeah, I think let's just fine tune that. Any rejection of 14,020, looking for another move down for a short. If we get above 14,020 and find some support there, then I'm looking for a move to the top of channel, possible head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. That would be at 14,180. If we start dropping below 13,860, that would be another area for a short. So if I'm up here and we short off this area, and there's more than likely going to be opportunities to short and really tight stop losses, which is what I like about this setup. You can see 87 point, you can even go to the top of the range at 200 point stop loss. 200 point stop loss for, well, that's not clever, is it? 150 point reward. So you'd be looking at one of these areas as your stop loss. So you can have less than 100-point stop loss for 150-point reward. So pay attention to this area. It is the middle of this range as well. And at the same time, if we break either side of that, then obviously you've got bigger moves coming. But I suspect we're going to hang around in this area until Wednesday. That's when the Feds come out. So that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. Also bear in mind that we do have non-farm payrolls on Friday. So this week could be really just ranging about while the rest of the results earnings come out as well. Anyway, I don't expect much. I expect just sort of range play this week. So just get your levels in and watch them carefully. You will see rejections or breaks of those levels and then swing around and finding support or vice versa, which will give you the opportunities to get in. So if you've got time, just pay attention to the 50-minute chart. It will tell you everything, even the 5-minute chart, to be honest, on the DAX, especially during the open. You can see, where was the open here? Open 7, 8, 9. So here was the open around here. Really topsy-turvy, I suppose. Only when the US Open happened did you get some decent structure. You can see pin bars off, well, that pin bar wasn't really, well, it was off a level if you look to the left, but this one was off moving averages and levels. And there's another one which gets you going. Anyway, that's kind of my view today. Ranging, get down the lower time frames, pay attention to your levels, and more than likely look for a short up here. I think that's the first prize. There are gaps down here as well, and that's what you're looking for. If that gives way, then I'll be sitting on hands because more likely hit the top here, and then you'll get a better entry up here for a short back to the bottom of the range. Anyway, hope that helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.